30-06.
Cool. Oh, that's nice.
Get the sunshine on it. You're in the shadow there.
Tiger maple.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
And
it's
really,
a lot heavier than it looks.
Really heavy knife. You can do snacking with that one.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, and when you're camping, like I get people, they'll have a thin knife and they'll start smacking to do something for firewood. And, well, you just break the knife.
Yeah.
But there's lots of them here. Let's get sunshine on them. This is curly maple with the black blade.
Nice. With the Canadian penny.
They don't make them anymore, so those antique pennies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one has cedar and a turquoise Makwa bear.
Pine cones.
Oh, that one's cool.
Yeah, remember that wood you were looking at on the table there with the black marks in it?
Yeah.
That's it there.
Okay.
It's called spalted. I don't know what the wood is, but it's called spalted.
Okay.
This nice little skinning knife, all around camp knife. You know, in the full leather sheaths. You know, not that crappy fake stuff.
Yeah.
Well, here's this. This is that we were talking about. The yellow bird's burl.
Yeah.
Look at the colors in it. It's got cracks in it. And it just adds character to it. All these little cracks and going through it.
Awesome stuff.
That's what I do all winter, is just sit there whapping these things. And walnut, this would be a little skinner, I think. Yeah, just a little. See, they're not all big knives. I make some big ones too. But this one's walnut. You know, and they're all high carbon steel, so they will rust. So the idea is you put a thin coat of oil on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you wipe it off and it leaves a little residue which protects it.
Yeah.
You know, and just we got lazy when they started making stainless steel. We got lazy because you throw it in a box and come back next year and it's still the same as you left it.
Yeah.
If you throw this in a box and it's wet, you come back next year, it's going to be all rusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so
People need to learn how to take care of their stuff.
yeah. Well, like I said, we got lazy, and you know, you throw in your fishing box and come back next year, and the whole thing's rotten.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then they say, "Well, it didn't make it very good." Well, yeah, it did. This is another one of the heavy ones with thick blade on it. You know, and
It's badass.
you know, but they're all practical, usable knives. You know, you see some of these ones online that are $1,000 or $800 or something. Well, geez, I don't want to take that in the bush.
Yeah.
You know, what if I lose it? What if I drop it? You know, but there's just so many.
Yeah, like that.
So many different kinds. This is with the bigger pine cones.
That's cool.
And it's a thicker blade too. But that's with the bigger pine cones, and that's my DNA.
Oh.
It was sharp.
Oh, cool.
Well, I didn't think so at the time, but so they can track it down to me.
Yeah. Yeah. He sure loves those chickens.
So this is how I met Gord. We would do gift shows together.
But this is, like I said, this is the way I spend my winter and spend my summer trying to sell them. Yeah, all these little tiny pine cones. Mm-hmm. Get my light here. The little pine cones. These ones I pick up in my driveway after a windy day.
The steel for your...
Old sawmill blades. The ones that all these are made out of is 8-foot bandsaw blade from Nairn Mill.
Okay.
And it's 8 inches wide, so that's why none of these are longer than 8 inches. And I just cut them up, and we go from there. And I bought lots of tools to do that. And
do you have any of the ones with the feathers in them? Oh, there's one right here.
oh, that's a weird feather. I really didn't like this one at all because it's the fluffy feathers.
Okay.
I'll get the partridge feather from the kitchen table there. Oh, yeah, I'll get the partridge feather.
So yeah, folks. Oh, check that one out. Cool. If you're interested, they are for sale. And yes, we can ship them. He makes all his own leather sheaths also.
This is the partridge feather.
That's awesome.
And the black blade. And I leave the pitting on the blade. Like I could sand it all off, but I like the character of the rough,
I like that
rough
too.
look to it.
Yeah.
You know, and they're all, like I say, each one's coated in oil, so that
What kind of oil do you use?
just anything. I stick it in my deep fryer.
Okay.
You know, but I mean, you can use any oil. It doesn't matter, 10W30, anything at all. It just has to be oil. So this one I haven't finished the case yet. Got to put the closure on it.
Awesome. You know what would be really cool? I collect bugs.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun if you did some with bugs in them.
I had a guy contact me recently. He had baby dead mice.
Oh, wow.
And he says, they're frozen. I says, I can't do that, because they'll thaw out in the epoxy.
Yeah.
But he says he wanted it for his daughter. It's for his daughter, but I said, no, I'm not doing baby dead mice. But like I say, people give me ideas all the time. They tell me stuff, and
Snake skin.
I could do that too.
That would be neat.
Without the snake.
Yeah.
Without the snake.
Yeah. Snake skin, what else?
But one woman wanted this cedar. And I says, I didn't know whether it would stay green.
Mm-hmm.
But so far it's been a few months now.
Yeah.
And looks like it's going to stay green.
Awesome.
Like I said, I never tried any of this stuff. I never made a knife until a couple of years ago, and just had a hankering to do it. And YouTube is your friend.
Yeah.
You know, and I have expensive tools now. When I started out, I just had everyday workshop tools. Your little 4-inch grinder and your 4-inch belt sander, your 4x36-inch belt sander. Those are all stuff that regular guys have in their, for tinkering.
In their shops, yeah.
Yeah. And then once I got into it and I was making a few more, well, then I started spending money to buy real tools.
Yeah. More expensive gear.
But
Awesome.
it's still you can still do this without even power tools. You can do this. It's just time involved, and not necessarily. Well, there's skill too.
Mm-hmm.
But to start out, you can do it without power tools too. You can do all this with a file, and a hacksaw. I wouldn't do it. My hands couldn't take it. But
Yeah.
Everybody starts out at their own level. Their own dollar level, their own skill level, their own collection of tools level.
Mm-hmm.
People are making these with 1-inch belt sanders. Well, I've got one of them. I never ever thought of putting a knife on it, but with a little bit of patience and a little bit of practice, you get her done.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Well, thank you, Gord. So if anyone's interested, they are for sale.
and usually, I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but usually, hopefully I'm going to be at the highway this year. The highway in Massey, west of the lights. It's where I've always been, but now it's sold, so I don't know if that... Well, I know that spot's not available to me, but I should be very close to that spot with permission from somebody. 30-06. That's a hunter's knife. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I don't know why, but 303 works. Fits much better. 30-06 is just a little bit skinnier.
So I found myself a decent roasting stick. just going to trim it down with my knife. This is a handmade knife from a friend of ours. He does Sundance Creek homemade knives. And I love this knife. And it's got that beautiful tinge of the pink in there. I just love it. And the casing, he hand sews them also. If you're interested in a knife of any sort, I can put you in touch with my friend Gord. So I'm just going to make a bit pointier tip, get this stick cleaned up for my weenie.